Batman is now a criminal after taking the blame for Harvey Dent's murders. But he discovers that a new villain is planning to destroy Gotham City. Together with both allies new and old, he fights against the murderous Bane in The Dark Knight Rises.
It's our preview review of The Dark Knight Rises by Christopher Nolan. Before we get started, I want to introduce Brenna Smith. Hi, Brenna. Brenna is our fellow reviewer Leah's daughter. She goes to Cal State Dominguez Hills and is a super Batman fan.
Super Batman fan.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Why don't you give us a little bit of a background about Batman?
Yeah, so Batman was created by Bob Kane and Bill Finger, and his first appearance was in 1939 in Detective Comics number 27. Bill Finger is often uncredited, unfortunately.
I'm also a huge Batman fan, and granted, I read the comics, but it wasn't as much in my consciousness as the cartoon, Batman the Animated Series. That is what got me into Batman and the universe. It really showed us a gritty side of Batman.
That incarnation of Batman is actually what spawned one of the most famous Joker interpretations, voice of Mark Hamill.
I didn't want to just have one rote laugh. I was driving to the first recording session thinking, how did I laugh? I'm on the freeways in Los Angeles. No, that's not it. No, that's not it. Now, I'm sure no one in Los Angeles would look twice at somebody. Look at that guy laughing maniacally in his car.
I will admit I had seen a few episodes of the Adam West Show in the 60s. Quite campy,
Pow!
Lots of pows and zaps. And that animated series in the 90s definitely solidified his place in my mind.
Well, and then theatrically, we have the Batman movies with Tim Burton, and then the other ones that we will not mention.
Those Tim Burton movies had such a unique sensibility. They had a very Tim Burton style to them whilst integrating the campiness of the old school and the darkness of the comic books, and then kind of spinning it all and throwing weird Michael Keaton into the mix. It was great.
Yeah.
I have given a name to my pain.
What are you?
I'm Batman.
It was such a great beginning for the Batman franchise, and then we had those two movies, and I know for me, I was like, okay, Batman's never gonna come around again. They did the movies, it's not gonna happen. But then we had Nolan, right? We have Christian Bale as just gritty Batman. We have people returning, people like Morgan Freeman,
Michael Caine.
Christian Bale.
Gary Oldman.
And Liam Neeson will be back.
He's back.
Needless to say, I was very scared when I heard that they're making a third movie because The Dark Knight was so good, and obviously it was good because of the Joker.
I thought my jokes were bad.
Give me one reason why I shouldn't have my boy here pull your head off.
How about a magic trick? I'm gonna make this pencil disappear. Ta-da! It's gone.
And so for the third one to do well, it has to have a great villain. And when I heard that it was Tom Hardy, I was ecstatic because I saw him in Bronson, I've seen him in Warrior. He not only has the physicality, but he can actually act.
He's great, and it's so much range to a character too. I mean, you look at Bronson, he's playing an insane criminal who's been in jail for 35 years.
Exactly.
It's such a great character. He's always impressed me.
I really love Tom Hardy,
You should.
but Bane is Latino. He's a character
true. You're right.
born and raised in a prison in Central America. His heritage is so important to his character, he wears a luchador mask.
Right.
It's kind of insulting, particularly as a person of color, that we finally get a character of color and they cast a British guy.
We also have Joseph Gordon-Levitt. We know him obviously from everything amazing that's been out.
Rick, Mysterious Skin, Hesher. He's been Angels. He was a little kid in Angels in the Outfield. Do you remember that? So good.
How could I forget that?
Oh man.
There's been some rumors here and there that he might be Robin.
So far, we have no idea.
We have no idea. None whatsoever.
We've seen him for like 5 seconds, I think, in the trailer. Yet everyone seems to think that he's going to be Robin.
We need Joseph Gordon-Levitt to have a big role because he's not going to be cast as a bit player.
No,
that's
not at
just
all.
not going to happen. There's no point in casting him otherwise.
Yeah.
So either he's going to be Robin or Azrael.
Yeah, and I
Because
really hope he's that.
With Bane, Batman's going to be out of commission at some point.
For those who don't know the Nightfall storyline, essentially what happens is Bane breaks Batman's back and someone takes his place in a Batman-type character, but he's called Azrael.
And then we also have Marion Cotillard.
She's rumored to be Talia al Ghul, which would be cool because we want to see Talia al Ghul. But in the same note, Marion Cotillard
I don't see it.
playing a warrior, like a warrior princess.
Exactly.
Come on, guys.
She's an actress.
Yeah, again.
She's
But
this
you need
big.
to have the physicality.
She is this big around.
All right. And lastly, is Anne Hathaway, playing Selena Kyle / Catwoman.
Yes.
Thoughts?
When Christopher Nolan announced Heath Ledger as Joker, everybody went, nah,
They sure did.
no,
They
you don't think.
completely did.
But then they released the photos of him in costume, and everybody went,
Oh.
okay, yeah. Same thing happened with Anne Hathaway. They said Anne Hathaway's Selena Kyle Catwoman. Everybody went, nah.
And then they released the photos, and everyone still went,
and everybody
nah.
went, nah. He says, have faith.
Yeah.
My faith is riding on Dark Knight.
We saw the prologue, 6 or 7 minutes, I believe,
Exactly.
at the beginning of Mission Impossible 4.
We have a bunch of masked prisoners being taken by a CIA agent onto a plane where they're trying to find out information about Bane. And then you hear a voice sounding like this.
What are you? I'm Gotham's reckoning.
And then they take over the plane. Another plane swoops in and takes that plane right out of the air, and it's all very beautiful and amazing in the same soundtrack we've heard.
We know that it takes place 8 years after The Dark Knight, which tells us a bunch of things. One, Batman probably has not been around as Batman for these 8 years.
It's been on vacay.
He's been on a little bit of a vacay, mainly because he took the blame for killing Harvey Dent, but also killing all the people that Harvey Dent killed.
I killed those people. That's what I can be. No, you can't. You're not. I'm whatever Gotham needs me to be.
What's interesting also is that Wayne Manor is finally built. We have a Batcave now, because in the first film we had Wayne Manor, which burnt down. In the second film, we had a loft area. So now finally we'll be able to see the Wayne Manor the way it should be.
We've seen it in the trailer, and it's looking like it's probably going to get destroyed again, honestly.
I'm cool with that.
you know.
Particularly because in Nightfall, Bane figures out Batman's secret identity, and the big fight happens in Wayne Manor.
I really get the feeling that Wayne is going to be revealed as Batman to at least somebody important in this movie. I mean, you get that feeling, especially if it's, at the end.
It's the last one.
Also, he's got 2 potential lovers in this. He's got Talia, maybe Talia al Ghul,
Maybe.
and for sure Catwoman. Both characters in the comics he's been familiar with.
Well, I mean, we know Chris Nolan is directing this, and this is his baby. This is a culmination of years and years of the Dark Knight series, and I just can't wait to see how he ends it, because he has pretty much made the new gritty comic book movie. Now everybody's trying to copy him. We have the new Superman that's coming out, that's supposed to be more gritty. We have the new Spider-Man coming out, that's supposed to be more gritty, and obviously Batman.
Really, the first people to ever put that kind of a tone into comic books were Frank Miller and Alan Moore. I mean, when you look at things like The Dark Knight Returns.
Ooh, the Killing Joke.
Batman Year One.
Yeah, they're all so good, and they're all so much darker than anything had been before.
The art's darker, there's more blood, it's more detailed, more realistic, a lot more gritty.
Production-wise, we have to talk about the fact that this is not in 3D at all.
Thank
No
goodness.
3D.
No
And-
3D.
3D.
And the only person who could have even done this is Chris Nolan. He's the only one who could have said to the studio, no, I'm doing IMAX. I'm doing 56 minutes of IMAX, and people are gonna love it, and they're gonna spend money to go see it.
God, 3D is so much less immersive than IMAX.
I
Okay.
hate the 3D fad, and I really wish the IMAX fad caught on instead.
Me too.
All right, guys, I have your tickets right here.
All right.
And let's hear your final thoughts.
The Dark Knight Rises, directed by Chris Nolan. What more needs to be said? See this.
It's the end of a freaking era. Why would you not go see it?
I am nervous, I am terrified, but I have faith. And I am going to see it opening day at midnight, just like everybody else. So I say, see it.
Cheers. I'm Batman. I'm Batman. No, I'm Batman. I'm the Batman. Shut up, I'm Batman. I got the voice.